Chosen one. In every generation, there are individuals who feel something stirring inside them, something that does not fit into the normal rhythm of everyday life. They walk through streets others have walked before, yet their gaze catches details others ignore. They feel a sense of incompleteness in the life they were handed, as if a story of greater magnitude is waiting to be lived. This story, your story, begins in shadows, in unanswered questions, in the quiet frustration that poverty and limitation can produce. But within these same shadows lies a spark, a magnetic pull, a whisper that says your life will not end where it began. You may not have inherited wealth, privilege, or opportunity, but you inherited something far more powerful, the capacity for transformation. And this is where the journey truly begins, because the moment you recognize your own potential, the moment you accept that being the chosen one is not a title given, but a truth awakened, you step into a story that is about to unfold in ways you have never imagined. Before we continue, stay with me until the end of this message, because the energy you invest now returns to you multiplied. If you believe that your rise has already begun, write your warmest wishes along with the number 66 in the comments. This simple action is not a ritual, it is an anchor, an act of intention that aligns your thoughts with the direction of your life. Wishes take shape when they are expressed, and expression carries power. So do this one time, here and now, and then continue forward into the message that is meant specifically for you. Chosen one, your destiny awaits. Click the hype button, like this video, subscribe, and walk with us into the light. From this moment on, we move deeper into the idea that the transition from poverty to abundance is rarely sudden on the outside, but it begins instantly within. The world often tries to convince you that your circumstances define you, but the truth is that your mindset precedes your reality. Poverty is not simply the absence of money, it is the presence of restriction. Restriction in belief, in imagination, in the vision you hold for your own future. And wealth, true wealth, starts with an internal expansion. It begins the moment you stop accepting your current situation as your permanent story. If you allow yourself to imagine that you could be more, create more, and live more, then the universe begins rearranging itself in ways that align with that version of you. Every powerful transformation begins with a shift in identity before a shift in circumstance. The chosen ones, throughout history, are not always the strongest, the fastest, or the most connected more often. They are the ones who look at their limitations and refuse to be confined by them. They move quietly at first, building an inner foundation long before their external world shows any sign of change. They face criticism, doubt, misunderstandings, and setbacks, but they move through them like someone who knows a secret. The secret is simple. Your beginnings do not dictate your ending. If anything, they sharpen you. The struggles you endure give you clarity about what you truly want and what you will no longer tolerate. Poverty can feel like a prison, but it can also become the training ground where resilience, creativity, and determination are forged. You may not see it yet, but there is something shifting in your life. You may feel it as a subtle restlessness, a desire to break free from routines that once felt safe, but now feel suffocating. You may find yourself questioning people, environments, or habits that once seemed normal, but now feel too small for you. This is not dissatisfaction. This is evolution. The chosen one rarely evolves with fanfare. You grow in silence, and only later do people ask how you changed so drastically. They won't know that the change began long before the evidence showed up. right now, in moments like this, in the quiet, when your spirit knows something your eyes cannot yet see. Every great rise begins with a decision, not a dramatic decision, but a subtle, internal agreement. A moment where you tell yourself, I will not repeat the patterns that kept me small. I will not limit myself to the expectations others placed on me. I will not be defined by what I did not have. When you make this internal decision, you activate a new path. You begin noticing opportunities that once blended into the background. You start seeing connections between ideas that previously felt separate. Your intuition becomes louder. Your confidence strengthens. And even if nothing changes immediately around you, everything begins changing inside you. You came from scarcity, but scarcity does not deserve to stay with you. It taught you resourcefulness, how to stretch, how to endure, how to survive. But now you are stepping into a phase where survival is no longer the goal. Now you must learn abundance, which requires a different language, a different posture. Abundance is not something you chase. It is something you align with. It is a state of being where you expect good things, not because life has always been kind, but because you have decided to become someone who attracts better experiences. The chosen one is not chosen because their life is easy. They are chosen because they choose themselves despite difficulty. There will be moments when you feel the weight of your past pulling you backward. Old fears resurface. Old habits whisper to you. Old environments try to claim you. But you must recognize that each of these moments is a test, not a punishment, but a transition point. When a snake outgrows its skin, the old skin tightens and suffocates before it sheds completely. The same happens with your former identity. As you expand, your old life will feel tighter, more uncomfortable, more clearly misaligned with who you are becoming. That discomfort is proof of your growth. If everything in your life still fit perfectly, it would mean you had not evolved. The journey from poverty to wealth, whether financial, emotional, psychological, or spiritual, is a path marked by phases of isolation. You will lose certain connections, not because you pushed them away, but because they were meant to serve only a chapter, not the entire story. Some people cannot accompany you into abundance because their mindset is rooted in scarcity. They fear change. They cling to limitations. They do not believe transformation is possible. And when you begin to break through barriers, your progress becomes a mirror. It reflects what others have not yet confronted in themselves. Some will support you. Some will distance themselves. Some will try to pull you back. All of it is part of the path. Standing between your old life and your new life is a threshold, a moment where everything feels uncertain. You are no longer who you were, but not yet who you will be. This is the hardest part of the journey for many people, because it requires faith in the unseen. But chosen ones move forward even when the path is not illuminated. They trust that the direction of growth is correct, even before the rewards appear, and this trust becomes one of the most powerful forces in their transformation. When you trust yourself, even when others do not understand you, you unlock a momentum that is unstoppable. There will come a moment in your journey when you realize that the very challenges you once resented became the foundation for your rise. The pain strengthened you. The struggles taught you discipline. The disappointments sharpened your vision. The rejections redirected you. Every closed door forced you to find doors that matched your destiny. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was accidental. Every step shaped the version of you who is now ready to step into abundance with maturity, clarity, and strength. You are standing at the doorway of a new chapter, not because someone opened the door for you, but because you learned how to turn the handle yourself. You earned this moment. You earned this shift. You earned this rise. Poverty will not follow you into your future. Scarcity will not define your path. Lack will not cling to your identity. You are becoming the kind of person who transforms not just their own life, but the lives of others, simply by living their truth. The story of going from nothing to something is not just inspiring, it is transformative. And now, it is your story. Your rise begins with awareness. It grows with action. It becomes reality through persistence. And eventually, people will look at you and say you were an overnight success, even though you know every night it took to reach this point. Abundance is not luck. It is alignment. It is identity. It is intention combined with discipline. The chosen one understands that every step matters. Every decision matters. Every belief matters. And when these parts of you synchronize, your life changes at a speed that surprises even you. You are no longer waiting for the right moment. You are becoming the right moment. When you change, everything around you changes. And this shift happening in you right now, is the spark of the life you were always meant to live. Your rise from poverty to riches has already begun. All you need to do now is continue forward. There comes a stage in every transformative journey where the world around you seems unchanged, yet something inside you has shifted so deeply that nothing feels the same. You begin to move differently, think differently, carry yourself differently. You start noticing the distance growing between who you used to be and who you are becoming. This internal evolution is what most people overlook when they talk about success. They see the results, the wealth, the stability, the confidence, but they rarely see the quiet metamorphosis that happened long before. Part of rising from poverty to abundance is accepting that your internal world must expand before your external world can reflect that expansion. Growth is not merely a collection of actions. It is a continual recalibration of who you allow yourself to be. People who remain trapped in cycles of scarcity often stay there because they believe change happens only when the outside world provides the right opportunity. But the chosen one understands that opportunities respond to identity. When you identify as someone who is capable, deserving, and determined, you begin to act accordingly. The universe, in turn, begins to respond differently. You speak with more clarity. You make decisions with more precision. You no longer chase validation. You become intentional, and intention is magnetic. It attracts the kind of experiences, people, and resources that align with your inner state. This is why the shift feels subtle at first. It is the phase where you are rewriting invisible patterns that eventually determine your entire reality. As you progress on this path, you will experience moments that feel like tests. These tests often appear as unexpected setbacks, emotional challenges, financial stress, or sudden conflicts with people who once seemed aligned with you. These moments are not meant to break you. They are meant to measure your readiness. You cannot carry an old mindset into a new life. You cannot expect abundance while still operating from fear. And so these tests arise to reveal what still needs to be shed. When something or someone falls away during this phase, it is because it no longer fits the frequency you are stepping into. This is why loss often precedes expansion. It is a clearing of the path, a pruning of the unnecessary, a recalibration of your direction. One of the most misunderstood aspects of rising from nothing to something is that the first real wealth you accumulate is not money. It is clarity. Clarity about who you are. Clarity about where you are going. Clarity about what you deserve. Poverty often clouds the mind because survival consumes so much mental space. When you are burdened by constant worry, it becomes difficult to visualize a different future. But once you begin to break free internally, clarity returns. You start to see possibilities that were once invisible to you. You recognize that the world is not closed. It simply looked that way from the perspective of someone who had not yet awakened their potential. Clarity leads to confidence. Not loud, boastful confidence, but quiet, grounded certainty. You begin to trust your own decisions. You begin to feel the weight of your own power. This confidence is what separates the chosen one from those who remain stuck. It allows you to take risks that once terrified you. It allows you to pursue opportunities that once felt impossible. It allows you to walk away from situations that drain or diminish you. When you know who you are, you no longer negotiate with doubt. You move forward with intention, even when the outcome is not guaranteed. As this inner transformation accelerates, something remarkable begins to happen. You start noticing that the world is responding differently to you. Conversations shift. Doors open. People who once overlooked you begin to acknowledge your presence. You no longer feel like an outsider to the life you desire. Instead, you begin to feel a sense of belonging, a knowing that the life you once dreamed of is not a fantasy, but a future you are actively stepping into. This shift is not accidental. It is the result of you aligning your thoughts, energy, actions, and identity with abundance. When these elements unify, you become a force that cannot be ignored. Your journey will also demand a redefinition of discipline. Not the kind of discipline associated with punishment or pressure, but the discipline of consistency. Wealth, material or internal, is not built on occasional effort. It is built on repeated action. It is built on the days when you push through fatigue, through doubt, through discouragement. It is built on the moments when you choose growth over comfort. Poverty teaches you to adapt. Abundance teaches you to build. And building requires steady, deliberate action. The chosen one learns to honor the process rather than rush it. You begin to see that every step, no matter how small, is a form of momentum. But discipline alone is not enough. To rise from poverty to riches, you must also cultivate discernment. You must learn to differentiate between opportunities and distractions. Not everything that glitters is aligned with your path. Some opportunities are traps meant to drain your time, energy, or focus. The chosen one learns to listen to intuition, not the voice of fear, but the voice of inner knowing. When something is right for you, it will feel aligned even if it feels challenging. When something is wrong for you, it will feel heavy even if it seems beneficial. Discernment protects your energy and ensures that your efforts yield meaningful progress. Another truth you will discover on this path is that wealth is not a destination. It is a state of flow. When you step into alignment, you realize that abundance is not just about money. It is about freedom. Freedom to choose where you live, how you spend your time, who you surround yourself with, and what you devote your life to. Poverty restricts choice. Abundance expands it. The chosen one understands that building wealth is not just about accumulating resources. It is about creating a life that matches the magnitude of your potential. It is about crafting an existence that feels like it belongs to you, not one you were forced into by circumstance. Throughout this journey, patience becomes your ally. Transformation does not happen overnight, and it should not. Quick success often collapses because the foundation beneath it is not strong enough to support it. The chosen one does not fear slow progress. You know that each day of effort is constructing something that will last. You understand that time is not your enemy, it is your partner. Every phase of your journey serves a purpose. Every delay is preparing you. Every setback is sharpening you. When you learn to respect the timeline of your growth, you stop rushing and start trusting. Eventually, you reach a point where your actions align so deeply with your vision that results become unavoidable. Opportunities that once felt distant begin to appear regularly. Your work begins to pay off. Your skills sharpen. Your network expands. Your financial life stabilizes. You begin to feel momentum, a sense that life is finally moving in the direction you always imagined. This momentum is the reward for your consistency, your resilience, and your willingness to grow. It is the moment where your past struggles begin to lose their hold over you. You look back and realize that every hardship helped build the strength you needed for this phase. But the most profound moment in this journey is not when the wealth arrives. It is when you finally recognize your own worth, when you look at yourself and no longer see the version of you who struggled, doubted, or feared. When you see someone capable, powerful, and deserving. Someone who overcame, someone who rose, someone who transformed not just their life, but their identity. That recognition is the true treasure. Because once you see your own value clearly, no one, not circumstance, not people, not doubt, can take it away from you again. You are not simply rising from poverty. You are rising into the full expression of who you were always meant to be. Wealth is a natural consequence of alignment. Success is a natural consequence of intention. Transformation is a natural consequence of choosing yourself. And now that you have awakened to your potential, the world will begin to reflect it back to you. Your story is still unfolding, but the direction is clear. You are ascending. You are claiming a life that once felt unreachable. You are stepping into abundance with a strength formed in struggle and a clarity earned through persistence. This is what it means to be chosen, not to be handed a life of ease, but to be given the inner fire to build a life of greatness. As your ascent continues, you will notice a pattern emerging, a rhythm in the way the universe responds to your actions. It is subtle at first, almost imperceptible, but undeniable if you pay attention. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open. People who once ignored or doubted you start recognizing your presence. Situations that seemed impossible start resolving themselves with ease. This is the effect of alignment, the effect of living in harmony with your potential. The world reacts not to your past, not to your limitations, but to the energy you project. You are no longer invisible to opportunity. You are no longer invisible to possibility. You are no longer invisible to yourself. The chosen one understands that growth is never linear. You may take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, yet each step matters. Setbacks are not signs of failure. They are recalibrations. They test your resilience, sharpen your focus, and reveal where more effort is needed. You will face moments when your confidence wavers, when doubts rise from old fears, when the weight of uncertainty presses down. These moments are the crucibles in which strength is forged. The way you navigate them defines not only the speed of your ascent, but also the quality of your destination. True wealth, after all, is not merely financial. It is emotional, mental, and spiritual. And each challenge you face equips you to carry it with integrity and wisdom. You will also begin to understand the importance of vision. Vision is the compass that guides you through moments of confusion. When poverty once dictated your limits, your vision was clouded, constrained, and fearful. Now, clarity emerges. You see the possibilities that lie ahead, not as distant dreams, but as tangible outcomes waiting for your intentional steps. This vision fuels your actions. It gives purpose to your daily choices. It allows you to prioritize what truly matters, ignoring the distractions that once consumed your time and energy. A clear vision is a powerful magnet. It draws the circumstances, the people, and the resources necessary to manifest your ascent. Along this journey, you must also cultivate courage. Courage is the quiet, persistent force that pushes you forward when fear threatens to stop you. Fear will inevitably arise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. The chosen one does not deny these fears, nor do they attempt to eradicate them completely. Instead, they move through fear with steadfast resolve, understanding that fear is a sign of growth, not a signal to retreat. Each act of courage compounds, building an inner momentum that carries you forward even when external conditions appear challenging. Courage becomes the engine of your transformation, and the more you exercise it, the stronger it grows. Discipline, clarity, vision, courage, these are the pillars of your ascent. But so too is adaptability. Life will continue to change around you, sometimes in ways that test your patience and flexibility. The chosen one does not cling rigidly to a fixed plan, but rather navigates the currents of change with awareness and purpose. You learn to distinguish between principles, which are unwavering, and strategies, which are fluid. By embracing adaptability, you become resilient not only to challenges, but to the unexpected opportunities that arise when you least expect them. This is how you transform obstacles into stepping stones and uncertainty into advantage. The rise from poverty to abundance also requires mastery over your inner dialogue. For too long, you may have accepted thoughts of limitation, voices that told you you were not enough, or that success was meant for someone else. These voices are not truths. They are echoes of past conditioning, remnants of environments that once constrained you. The chosen one actively rewires these narratives. You replace self-doubt with self-assurance, scarcity with expectation, hesitation with decisiveness. This internal alignment is invisible to others, but powerful beyond measure. It forms the foundation upon which all tangible wealth and opportunity are built. Relationships play a subtle but significant role in your journey. As your energy rises, as your identity evolves, you will naturally attract people who resonate with your vision. Some relationships will deepen, others will fade. This is not loss, it is refinement. Surrounding yourself with those who support your growth amplifies your progress. They become mirrors, reflecting the possibilities you once thought unattainable. Conversely, distancing yourself from relationships that drain or diminish you is a necessary act of self-preservation. The chosen one recognizes that every interaction either feeds or depletes their energy, and they make choices accordingly. Your inner circle becomes a reflection of your internal evolution. Equally important is the cultivation of gratitude. Gratitude is not a passive feeling. It is a powerful energy that accelerates your rise. By appreciating the progress you have made, the lessons you have learned, and even the challenges that shaped you, you align yourself with abundance. Gratitude amplifies clarity, strengthens discipline, and attracts more of what you desire. When you consistently acknowledge the gifts of your journey, you create a positive feedback loop. Your energy expands, opportunities multiply, and the universe responds in kind. This is a practice that the Chosen One maintains, even amidst the hustle of transformation. Another key aspect of this path is the balance between action and reflection. Momentum is essential, but so is self-awareness. The Chosen One periodically steps back to assess, recalibrate, and refine their approach. This reflection ensures that every effort is purposeful and aligned. Without reflection, energy disperses and progress slows. Without action, reflection remains theoretical. True mastery lies in harmonizing the two, acting decisively while remaining deeply aware of your intentions, strategies, and results. This rhythm transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary progress. You will also come to recognize the role of generosity in your ascent. Wealth is amplified when shared. Abundance is not hoarded, but circulated. The Chosen One understands that giving, whether of knowledge, time, or resources, creates a flow that returns manifold. Generosity is not a transactional act. It is a reflection of alignment. When you give from a place of empowerment rather than obligation, the universe responds. Opportunities and support flow back to you in unexpected ways. This is a fundamental law. What you nurture in others ultimately nurtures your own growth. This principle goes beyond material giving. It includes the energy, support, and belief you share with others. Every act of generosity creates ripples that return to you, strengthening your growth and expanding your influence. The Chosen One knows that true abundance is measured not by what is kept, but by what is shared, and through this flow, both you and those around you rise together.